This how are you drinking, Christopher? Beer, wine, both.
No,
A
just
little bit
beer.
of both. Okay. I only had one. Have you ever tried these?
Probably not.
Oh, so good. Asahi. It's like a rice beer. It's good.
Probably just because I've been to
At a
like a sushi
Japanese restaurant.
place
Yeah,
and that's,
that's the
you
beer.
feel pressured.
Yeah. It's good though. It's
You
that's a
feel
good one.
pressured to like have their beer and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, this kind of tastes like any beer. And
Yeah, it's definitely
does it
like
taste
any
like
other
different?
beer. No, it doesn't. That's how I felt the first time I ever had a Coors Light was at the last Corolla barbecue, and I was like, "Oh my God, this just tastes like a really good beer. Like this is like a light
Oh,
beer,
it's like really, it tastes like beer. It tastes like a
refreshing."
refreshing beverage. Yeah.
Yeah, ice. It was so
Yeah.
cold. It tasted so good. Yeah.
You could do a lot. You can stay active. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
You could like
Mm-hmm.
smoke meats, mow the lawn, do some gardening, go fishing, get on the
Yes.
boat,
Yeah.
just have a steady. Paul Bryan said it best, I think. He was like, it's just when you just want to carry a nice light buzz through an
Yeah.
activity.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I like it.
Now when it gets late at night and the fire is going, it's different, but
The Zoom has it. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna just have it. No. It has us this way, like all the way across. It's usually like down.
you have to make your window
Oh, yeah,
more narrow.
something's going on with my iPad. All of a sudden it like has a different like way that the screens are showing up. Of course, I don't know how to fix that, but whatever. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Remember back in the day when you used to have to install an update on anything?
Yeah,
Anything. And it was
yeah,
kind of a big deal,
sure.
multiple steps,
Yep.
and then you kind of knew the before and after.
Mm-hmm.
But now so many of those things just happen all the time. Like even iPhones, like,
Yes.
there was a period when you were an iPhone user where like you would just get a list of all the apps that needed updating
Yep. Now they do
and
them while
it
you're
kind of
asleep.
it would make your phone slow or whatever. So, you kind of had to make a decision about, well, do I do it now or later?
Yeah.
Is the update good?
At some
Should
point, you
I?
agreed to the terms of service that we will be updating without your consent in the middle of the night. And by plugging it in,
Yeah,
you
and that's just
consented.
like yeah, that I always say progress is a comfortable disease because it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really feel like being hassled with all that
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, what am I gonna do? Yeah.
Because well, that's another thing I say where like when technology, like the time it takes us to maintain the technology, that's
Yeah.
supposed to that's supposed to improve our productivity and efficiency and all that. It's like the time it takes, you got to keep that in balance.
Yeah.
So I guess by taking away the need to do manual updates, they took away that time that like because people are just you're spending not a big chunk of time, but you're definitely spending a certain amount of time on your iPhone
Yeah.
updating apps,
I think I have what
plugging it
iPhone do
into
you
your
have?
computer.
What iPhone do you have?
I
Are
think
you
it's a
an Android?
16 something.
Okay. Mine is like the last, they're offering like big money for the 13 Pro Max. Like I guess there's like some tracking hardware that's not in this one that is in the new ones. And so
Hmm.
they want to end it. So I'm just waiting for mine to die. Waiting. It's green though. I don't want to get rid of it because it's the most perfect shade of green. It's just,
Hmm.
I mean, would you look at this? Oh, she's a beauty. Oh, I just love her so much. I'll never get rid of it.
think I
Never,
have I've
ever.
had four. I think I had a
It's just a phone.
three.
Put the phone down, corner.
I love it. It's the perfect shade of green. It's just so pretty.
I think I had a three, and then I had a six for a long time. And then I think I got like a 12, which was like just like the cheap 2020 version. And then I got a
Yeah.
16. This is probably the nicest iPhone I've ever had.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Bill always
Also, I
he
remember a
like
day back in the day where you'd walk in and if you were just like, yes, AT&T, I will commit to having a phone plan with
hmm
you for the next 2 years, they would be like, okay, here's your free iPhone.
yeah. Yeah,
They
now they're
they're
like,
actually
that's gonna
they're
cost you
start
$982, and that's just the tax.
well, I got in, I guess I got was hurting a little bit when Apple was hurting. That's the
Yeah.
key. Like, because they do switch it up
Okay.
a lot.
Sure.
Because there was a period where it was just like, we got a great deal for you
Yeah.
on this new iPhone. And the deal is that you're going to pay full price, but we're going to split up the payments for like 12 or 24 or even 30
Sure.
months
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
to pay full price for this $1,200 phone.
Yes. Yes.
And you're
Yes.
committed to this plan.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck
And
leaving,
it,
bucko.
but then they swap, yeah, but then like they had hard times, like maybe it was like maybe early 2024, maybe. They were kind
Sure.
of,
I think
you
that's
know,
when I got my green one.
they were worried about the iPhone 16 maybe not selling, maybe. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Maybe not then.
So they're offering free iPhones again.
What are you gonna
It's too bad Trump can't take credit, so we could have Trump phones.
Best
It's
we
a
got was
shame.
the Obama phones.
do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, uh,
Happy Friday.
227, you say? Okay.
yeah, go ahead, start recording the all right. Three, two, one, let's go.
Good evening, endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 227 of your Endless Ranters podcast. We do what we want and we appreciate your support, or the other way around. Anyway, I just can't keep that up for that long, but I love
You
how
could do a whole
Shogun,
show.
I could if I wanted to, but it would take a long time because Shogun talks slow
Okay. Well,
and he
I was
Oh,
hates
like,
you're
you're
numbers.
bragging. You could do a whole show.
you're back to watching
I
Shogun?
wasn't bragging. I just made a statement. No, just thinking about it. Well, like a few minutes ago, my dog was in here and I realized like I talked to my dog in Shogun.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because it's just
Who
like,
doesn't?
because
I
like
mean,
Shogun is all like, no matter who Shogun is talking to, it's like he's very superior. And it's like,
sure.
I'm like, my dog is small.
Obviously superior. Yeah.
So, and
Sure.
I'm also one of your hosts for this evening. And I'm joined by your other hosts. It's a soggy mom living in a crunchy mom's world.
That's right.
It's Quana. How you doing?
Happy Friday. I'm good. How are you?
Doing
Happy to be
okay.
here. I missed you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It
Missed you guys
has.
too.
Yeah.
We do talk. We do chat almost every day, but
Sure.
but so
But spinning's a different thing. It's
that's
not every
true.
night we're doing a podcast. Not
That's
every night.
true. That's true. It's kind of a solemn one, a little bit. I mean, a little bit of time has passed since really a very tragic thing happened 9 days ago.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll kind of talk about that because it's like, how can you not? It's a big cultural
Sure.
event.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't
something
really,
tonight. We got
yeah.
to tell our listeners that tonight at yeah, or on the Jimmy Kimmel time slot, they're going to be having a tribute. So everybody
Oh,
should tune
that's
into
right.
their ABC affiliate.
On ABC. Yep. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah,
Poor Jimmy. I hope he lands on his feet.
I do too. I do too.
He'll be
And
fine.
there's man with the plan. It's producer Manny. How you doing, man? Oh man.
I am the man of steak and lettuce. It's good to be back.
Oh yeah.
Steak and lettuce.
Eating
Yeah,
healthy, eh?
you could say that, sure. Mostly just the
Nice.
steaks. Lettuce don't do much.
Sometimes.
Doesn't do much.
Yeah,
Okay.
lettuce is not I'm not yeah. Lettuce is okay. I had lettuce on a hamburger tonight. Some romaine lettuce. It adds a little romaine lettuce. It adds a little crunch to it,
Sure does. Sure
you know.
does. Grilled romaine is really good. Have you ever had a grilled like Caesar? Grilled romaine is really good, actually.
No, that sounds gross, to be honest with you.
A
Yeah,
grilled, no, it's
it
like
sounds
it's
pretty
the like
crunchy.
char.
You put some walnuts on there too.
Char.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crunchy
Got a little
mom.
char.
Very crunchy.
I'm the
Very
uncultured
crunchy.
one. I'm sorry. I don't know
I don't
shit,
eat, I can't,
apparently.
I'm scared to eat walnuts, but yes. How dare you? How dare you? I'm soggy.
You know what? You know the
I
one
just
one
sell
thing I
oils. That's
really
the only part of me that's crunchy.
one thing I do like about California, other than you
Yeah.
fine people, is
Yeah.
the salads.
Oh yeah. We
Yeah,
got some salads out here.
I
Or a
like a
wide
salad
array
with
of
some
them.
I mean, I don't, Yeah. I like a
with
salad
some,
with some fruits and nuts in it.
yeah.
Fruits and nuts.
A
It's
dried
okay.
cranberry is delightful in a salad. What a delightful little
Add walnuts, yeah.
beverage. Or date.
With like
Have you
a
ever had a little date in a salad? Delicious.
yeah.
Delicious.
It's a shame that during the Freedom Fry era, we didn't change the name of a vinaigrette, you know what I mean? To like
Yeah,
something more, something
sure.
that I'd feel more comfortable saying.
Yeah, a
I don't
little
know. I
more
Whoa,
don't know.
whoa, whoa,
masculine.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
It's the
You go to
at
Apple,
the
hey
end,
man,
right?
Manny, you go to Applebee's on a Friday night, you start talking about vinaigrettes, man. You get
Yeah,
your ass kicked in the parking lot.
sure. Sure.
Channel your inner Hank Hill and kick your
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know these streets. You don't know these strip malls and shopping centers.
Mean
Yeah.
Frisco streets.
That's
I
right.
love how so much of your life revolves around like some baby back ribs, honestly. Like it's just
Yeah, I mean, I'm
it's
not ashamed to
really
say that
something.
I like predictable food at a reasonable price.
Who doesn't?
It's not a crime for sure.
Simple.
You know what I mean?
It's a tried and true combination. You can't
Yeah.
go wrong.
It's like,
Yeah. The
I
fajitas are
mean,
always gonna sizzle at Chili's. Just the way it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Oh
did go
wait.
to Chili's. I've been to Chili's recently. It's good.
Did you get fajitas?
No, but they have a new menu. They
Okay.
changed it up. Yeah, I got chicken. I got the chicken crispers. I just had a hankering for some chicken crispers and their
Is that a
variety
tender,
of
like a chicken
sauces.
tender?
Yeah,
Love
it
it.
is. It's just
Yeah.
crispy. It's such a crispy chicken tender, but they call them
Yeah.
crispy crispers, but that
Yeah. So
almost
you
sounds
feel
as
more
bad as a
adult.
vinaigrette.
You feel
Yeah,
adult, like an adult, not wanting some nuggies. You're getting a crisper.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Fancy.
It
Highfalutin.
was good. And you know, the thing
Nice.
about Chili's is like there was a time where you went
I
to a
know.
Chili's at like a lunchtime on like a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's like you couldn't even find a parking place.
Yeah. They're
Nowadays,
wide open
I don't
now.
know. Chili's, they're changing that menu for a reason. It's not doing so well. Because yeah,
Yeah. You just pull
it's
right
like
in.
there was nobody there.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to tonight's sponsor. I mean, today's episode sponsor, Chili's.
That's right. We are contractually obligated to sing the Baby Back Rib song. So here we
Yeah.
go. Three, two,
Yeah.
one.
I
Give
want
me
my
some
baby
baby
back,
back,
baby
back,
back,
baby
baby
back,
back.
baby back.
You guys
Fuck you,
walk right into that.
Christopher. Fuck
I was
you.
never. I just thought Manny would do it.
You're like, dance, Browns, dance. Yeah, got it.
Whatever. Irish people dance too.
Yeah, on rooftops.
Hey, yeah, you guys have more of a jig. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to get a cane in your hand though. Only the short ones.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So 2024,
Oh
because
yeah.
man,
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah, it has been it's we're talking about the months of 2024 and the uh cultural shift moments that happen in each month of 2024. Not necessarily the biggest headlines, as I may have said earlier in this series, but like the things that really people were talking about, the
Yeah.
things that were generating the memes and
Yeah.
were dominating our chat, our personal chat here for the show. So June of 2024. Um, what were we talking about?
Well, probably the first week we were talking about my birthday because, um,
Hmm.
but also Trump's 37 convictions.
Is that when he got and what was that that was the New York City and like the elect like whatever the
Yep.
accounting thing.
Yep.
So that's when he got convicted.
It was before the sentencing because we were wondering what was going to happen if that actually
Was there
happened.
ever was there ever a sentencing or was it just like a fine there was a fining
I
or
think the mug shot, right, is what we were waiting for, or because this is before the mug shot, right?
no, the mugshot happened in 2023 in Georgia.
Oh, well,
Was there one in New York City also? I don't know. I don't remember that because that was a civil.
okay.
No, the 37 convictions was not a civil case. That was
He,
the Engeron guy.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I should have I
In the
should
same week he joined TikTok and got millions of followers just in a few hours. Um,
yeah, was it the Engeron? I think it's right. It's that old crusty white guy, Angeron, who was presiding over that case, and they were getting him on like it was the Stormy Daniels check.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. That was actually yeah, that was a felony case. I don't remember there being a mugshot of that, but there might have
Okay,
been.
probably
But it was the
not.
Georgia one that was big. Um, but that I remember that was more where they were actually showing Trump in the courtroom, right? I think they were maybe even live. Was it
And
live or they were showing pictures of Donald Trump?
there was
I may
just
be
so
imagining
much. They
that.
were, well, they were just going after him so hard at this point. I think that it was kind of like, you know, getting overwhelming at this point, right?
It was kind of like hitting the top, right?
Right.
Because now all of a sudden it was like a dog that caught the car.
Yeah.
It's
Now
like,
what do you
what do I
do?
do? Now what? Now what?
So
Yeah.
I remember that that time the talk was he was convicted of 37 felonies off of one act. No, I guess it was like that payment was broken out over 37 checks. Or like, yeah,
Right.
that's
Something crazy.
Jesus.
yeah. So and of course when you have a headline like that, all the pundits are talking about what's the punishment going to be.
Yeah.
But in reality, but at the end of all those podcasts, they would be basically be like, but then again, he's going to appeal this right away, and we're probably not going to see. And
Right.
in the larger context of his legal problems, it was starting to become evident that even if the worst thing happens, none of the cases were going to do anything in time to stop
Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
I remember like Megan Kelly was good at this because I remember watching her, listening to her show a lot because she was really good at like keeping score, like keeping track of these things,
Yeah.
like legal things, but cultural things. Like she was really good at she would review like of all the cases, like here's the one that could actually happen before
Yeah.
November 4th or 5th or whatever. And that was about the time in June where it was like none of those things are going to keep him off the ballot.
Yep.
And
Another
then
thing,
June progressed. Yep.
when I sent this to you this morning, I was like, who is Megan Hall? It says Megan Hall landing her dream job with
Choo
Amtrak.
choo.
That's the train girl. That's the police officer.
That was
Oh,
definitely
And she spelled Amtrak wrong in her post about announcing that she got her dream job with Amtrak. Bro,
that's
we're living in a movie. She got a job at Amtrak
I wonder if
after
she
everyone saying she
realized
did a
like how, yeah.
train.
Yeah,
Crazy.
so I'm not this
I'm
was definitely a
sorry.
cultural moment.
Yeah.
If I could tie it into like the entire like the shift that was happening, it was more like
Hmm.
the the authorities in place right now
Yeah.
as of like, 2023, 2024, the authorities questionable, all of them. And it's like it's unfair because it's like not that much change from say 2020 or 2019 to 2023 or 2022, but it's like the people's attitude towards authority. Because
Yeah.
that was a case of a young police officer, a female police officer who I guess had like a cuckold husband. Maybe that's how it
Yeah.
started with one other
That's how it
police
always
officer.
starts.
And then it's like, you know,
No, I don't.
I really can't. No, I know. I was like, no, actually, I don't know. I can't really imagine, but I guess that, all it takes is one,
Yeah.
loose
Yeah. She got,
lips, sink ships.
yeah. Then you got to
And
go
it's
work at
like,
Amtrak.
and I guess more police officers found out about it. And I guess she
And
wasn't
how is your
really,
job choice Amtrak? I mean, again,
yeah,
like
then
I
she
hate
was
to
working
revisit this,
security.
but
Yeah. Then of course, she couldn't be a police officer anymore. So she was working then security at a train.
yeah. And she spelled her name Meagan. So, I mean, tells you all you need to know about her.
MEA. Oh, added the extra A in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megan. Yeah.
why not
Biden.
just
That's her.
take it the full step forward and spell it like the month, Maygan? Huh, Megan?
Huh,
I think
Megan?
I've seen like a MEAGHAN.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
I have too. I think I sent something with it spelled like that. Oh,
But I think that's like that's your own people though, your Irish folk, your Irish
yeah.
kin. They do stuff like that.
They do.
They had extra consonants in there.
Yeah. And the original spelling of Quanah has an H at the end,
Oh
ironically.
yeah, I know.
Or
Quanah.
not. Yep.
It's a
So
great
named
historical
after.
figure.
Yeah. Another half breed,
Really,
just
yeah,
like
just
me.
a you know what? Like, not to go off on a tangent here, but if they
Yeah, I
want to
do.
make movies about, indigenous people,
Beautiful Indians.
like
Dances
like
with
if you
Wolves. What do
like
you mean? They already made it.
yeah, I mean that was, more about the history writer's perspective, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
the which I mean Dance one of my favorite I've
Yeah.
probably seen Dances with Wolves man, it's up there. It's up there for
Sure.
me the movie I've seen the most. That
Yeah.
like Waterworld is up there.
Oh, I love Auto.
I've seen that movie
Yeah.
a lot. Oh,
Kevin Costner's
Fine.
so good. The Postman. I
also,
even watched The
hey,
Postman. The Postman too. I'm fine. I'm
Postman's I
fine with
haven't
it. I
seen it
know
as
everyone
many
hated it.
times.
I haven't seen it as many times either, but I don't
I
think it
loved all those
deserved
movies.
the hype that it got, you know, the
Well,
negative
at one
hype that it
point,
got.
like Hollywood loved Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams, but then I remember
You build it and they'll come. That's what's happening to my TikTok shop.
during Waterworld filming is when they turned on him because that thing
Yeah,
went like way over budget, and that's
sure.
when like again like he made his bosses' jobs a lot harder. Like he made things unpleasant for the movie executives because that movie went way over, and then, like all of a sudden Kevin Costner was hard to
He's
work
out.
with,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, he's so handsome. I love him.
But on the Dance with Wolves, I want to say rest in peace.
Yeah, I know.
And I
I
just
saw that.
I'm
Sad Indian tear.
drawing a blank on his last name, but his first name was Graham. He played Nunani Tatanka
Yeah,
in Dances with Wolves, one of the
yeah,
greatest scenes in movie history where uh, Kevin Costner and I forget his name, but then it was the other guy, the fierce warrior guy, and they were talking and he was giving him coffee and sugar and they were talking
yeah,
about buffalo and they were like buffalo.
yeah.
Anyway, it's a great scene,
Felt a
but
little shogunny, but yeah,
also
I get it.
on the Indian movie theme, Native
Sure.
American theme,
I love it.
uh what was the movie with Val Kilmer?
The Doors?
That's what I
No,
was.
he was in an Indian movie.
He
Oh, okay.
was. Manny, you're supposed to be looking
Not
that up.
not
I am looking it up. Give me a second.
Okay.
Not Braveheart, but yeah, he played an FBI agent who, despite looking like Val Kilmer, had
Yeah.
Native American blood.
Is he not with us anymore, Val? Did
Nope.
he? Okay. Sorry. My bad.
I thought he was gone a long time ago, and then he would show up in movies and stuff.
By the way,
Yeah.
the movie that you're referring to is called Thunderheart.
Thunderheart,
I don't think
yeah.
I've ever seen that.
You should
Never even
watch that
heard of it.
movie.
Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
I
I
haven't heard of it.
guarantee you'll love that
I'm gonna
movie.
edit.
It is
You.
really
Yeah.
good. You don't know what's going to happen. You're almost like, what is happening?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you might know, we know more now. Like I saw this movie in like high school. What year was it? What year did it come out? Like I think I saw this movie in high school.
92.
Okay, I was out of high school a few couple years,
Okay.
but like I saw it and it's like I don't think like you didn't know as much about, you know, like 1970s Native American, like what went on reservations with FBI and
Yeah,
like terrorism, terror, whatever you
sure.
want to call it. But
Yeah.
yeah, this movie kind of was like really like I was watching the movie like, what's
Did you
going
say
on here?
alcoholism or you said terrorism? Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
was gonna
said terror,
say.
but yeah, there's definitely an alcoholism theme going on.
All right. I put it in our group chat so that I can remember to
Yeah,
look at
that's a
that
great
tomorrow.
movie. Has a great ending,
All right.
but
He's sold. Val
I
Kilmer,
keep,
young Val Kilmer.
it's because of Adam Kroll. I keep wanting to say Graham Parker because that's that musician he likes or
Yeah,
something,
that
but
is. I think
Graham
he's coming to
something
my
was his
town,
name.
Ellington.
Yeah, Graham.
Wellington.
Yeah, dude had an amazing credit score of
Graham.
all the Native Americans.
Ugh. So what were you discussing before we went on this crazy tangent?
Yeah.
Stuff that happened in June 2024
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
that reminded us of Kevin Costner or
Oh, yeah, because yeah, we were discussing you were giving you were eulogizing the his co-star.
Yeah.
I brought up his co-star.
Yeah, I'm not sure
All
why.
right. What
Yeah.
else were we
Indians. We were
talking
talking
about?
Indians. There was an H in Megan. That's where we were at. The
Oh,
train
that's
girl.
right.
Oh,
The
yeah.
train girl.
Yeah. We got weird
Yeah.
tangents because like we got a weird mix of groups here and
Well,
people here. Like we could be talking about Native Americans and then that'll bring up like Quana's Irish side.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
She'll just start dancing a jig with a cane all of a sudden, and then we'll be talking about white Europeans, all this. And it's like, man.
Sorry. And names. Well, you said it with an H, and I said Quanah Parker. And so we went into the whole half breed
Oh,
thing.
okay, that's right.
We can
Yeah.
circle back to share whenever you want. I'm
What I
ready
was
for
gonna
that too.
say, I was just gonna say they should make a movie about Quanah Parker.
They
Like
should.
it's really like that would be an epic because that was like an intense. I mean, just like I look back now, I'm
Amazing.
like, man, that would have been like an insane life
The
from
way
like
he made peace between whites and like, yeah, his whole thing.
I think it was
Amazing.
complicated because I think it was like he didn't really want to, but then at the very end, like he kind of had to. So
Yes.
those stories are good too because it's not always about like, oh, this guy was just so wise, but it was like, no, it's like you learn
Yeah.
wisdom, and yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes wisdom just kicks you right in the face.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, like an amazing epic story.
Yeah. I agree.
Instead of like, you know, instead of just trying to force people that into like those roles, like like the Netflix joke.
Yeah.
There's a lot of amazing stories out there that,
Or like when Corolla did the one about Willie T. Ribs. That's my favorite documentary. Love it so much. So
yeah,
good.
that was great. Yeah, I
It's
remember
so
like watching that
good.
documentary,
Best
and I think
documentary I've ever
a
seen.
couple times in that doc, I kind of like was like, it was
Teared
almost
up.
emotional.
Yeah. Super emotional.
I
He
said
put up with
almost
so
emotional.
much. It was so good. That documentary is good. Watch that.
Yeah, like that.
Watch
He was a
that.
fierce, like he was just, I like that.
Yeah. Grit. The grit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he could have been like that guy could have been born a poor white or like a
Sure.
poor like Vietnamese in the jungle, but like he would have fucking like fought his way out against anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
I believe
yeah,
that too. I do too. All right. So what else do we got? Um,
I didn't.
2027 or
it says
no,
Donald Trump
June.
makes a statement following Hunter Biden's trial saying, "Don't worry, Joe, I'll save your son."
That was just a continuation of the humor where it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty funny. Like, no
Yeah.
president's ever talked like that about like just all presidents, right? Like no president's ever talked about another president's drug-addled son.
Yeah.
First of all, no president's
Sliding
had a
Biden came into vernacular. Do you remember the sliding Bidens?
well, no.
He
I
pooped
saw
his
that, but like,
pants. Remember, he pooped his pants. And
oh, okay.
so,
And he was like sliding his okay.
yeah, sliding
But
Bidens.
like the precedents at that time, like, first of all, you just go back, like, it just, you could just, it's like a Campbell soup can. It just goes, it's like you go back infinity. Like, there's, first of all, no president's ever had a son who's like who not only is like drug
Crackhead.
addled, but
A
also
literal
like
crackhead.
is like recording it all,
Yeah.
like,
Documenting
say,
it.
backed it up to the cloud.
Yeah.
Like, that's a precedent,
Yeah.
like, because I'm sure, presidents have had drug addled sons, but it's like, yeah, he had
Yeah.
a drug addled son, but also like that, like, decided to back it all up.
Well, and the month before this month, we got Ashley Biden's journal, which we were upset about
Oh,
it
that's
being
right.
released, but that was in May. In May was Ashley Biden's
Yeah.
journal, and in June,
Yeah, what a great,
we're sliding Biden's.
what a great dad he was. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But and then and then it's like, then you're just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe a presidential candidate, a former president, a
Yeah.
presidential candidate. That was a precedent in itself. And it's like, I can't believe that he would talk about another presidential candidate's child like that. It's like,
Yeah.
I can,
Yeah.
I
Sure.
kind of can like this because he's a special one.
Yeah.
Again, with the iCloud backup and the technological wherewithal to
Right.
to document his whole story,
Yeah.
which I still think that's where he should be making money. Like not
By
selling the phony
Hunter?
art. Yeah,
Yes.
if he started a YouTube channel and he was just like, man,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna
Subscribers,
live, I'm just gonna
OnlyFans.
live it.
OnlyFans. An OnlyFans. He needs an
He's just like,
OnlyFans.
I'm just gonna live my life and like you can watch me get pissed off at the car wash attendant or have like a nice interaction at a
Yeah.
restaurant, but like you're gonna see a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, people would definitely tune into
People
that.
are so nosy. That's the thing, right? People are nosy. They just want to see. That's what I'm
Yeah, but it was
finding,
just like
anyways.
2024, maybe the last 4 or 5 years, just been like new things, precedents stacked upon precedents upon
Yeah.
just multiplying each other into the craziness, which is,
Mm.
Yeah.
part of the theme is like, how did we get here? How did we get here to where something, 9 days ago, something just absolutely horrible happened? Like,
Yeah.
because it is part of how did we get here? Because
Nathan
that's
Wade,
part of
his first debut on television. That's how we got here, right?
who did he go on with? Did he go on with like, he went on with, I think it was a black host interviewer who you would think maybe would have been like a friendly venue, and I think was being friendly, but then like Nathan, but yeah, I think it did come in down to like, why did you,
Yeah. No, he
like
was talking
why?
about like I think
What
that's when
was that?
he broke the information about how he was there at the DUI arrest or whatever, like because they had spent the
Oh,
whole
maybe that's when they
previous
played that
year saying,
video.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
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 I mean,
I
but that
remember, well,
all of those fake charges that were brought up against, like that's why we're here. This is why we're here. It's like enough of all of the lies and the
that's
craziness
true.
that they did for a year and month. And yeah, that's why we are
I
here.
remember us just
Honestly.
being like, why would he do this? Like, why
Right.
would he go on this show? Like, why?
Yeah.
And just being really perplexed about that because it was no, like, you could just not show up.
Yeah.
Like, you just
No one
like,
says you have to do what's it called?
like,
Charlemagne the God show or
was
whatever.
it Charlemagne? I don't know.
No, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, no one says you have to go on these shows.
Oh, the Breakfast Club
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, like, yeah, but they,
man, I wish I could remember, but who it was because I think that that host was cool and but just kind of let him do. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
But then late in the month, what was
Let's
really the big
see.
thing that happened late in
Crimes
June of
against
2024?
Crimea. I don't know. Crimes against Crimea is there.
That wasn't
Julian
it.
Assange is free. They let him go. Um, Hawk Tuah was still kind of running rampant. Uh, Macron warned about a civil war. France gets the vote wrong, which didn't they get the vote wrong?
That was something that didn't really, I think that he squeaked by,
Yeah.
but that was something for a couple days because that was like a crazy thing to say. Turns out no one really cares about France and they really don't have much influence on the world. And
Yeah. But
it's like
this was
they
the
can,
debate.
because like
This,
literally, like right now in France, there's it's like
It's all falling
nonstop in
apart.
France.
right.
It always is. There's like not every weekend in France, there's like mass
Yeah.
French people just like throwing rocks at the police and throwing.
And to
I've
be
always
fair to
wanted to go there.
France, our current state of affairs isn't that great either. So anyway.
Yeah, but it's a little bit yeah. There's hope here still
Yeah. I
in
think
France.
I
There's a large group of people that have no hope, like young French people.
Well, in June we at the end of June was the debate, and that's what people were talking about.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
That yeah, that
You did so
really
good, Joe. You answered all the questions. And then
yeah.
when they walked out of the White House, he was like 6 feet taller than he actually is. It's the craziest fucking bullshit.
Oh man. That debate was,
Debate
I
night,
mean,
Joe.
I
find that.
think that I wonder if you went back and watched it, if it would be worse than you remembered or
Oh,
better than you remembered it. I don't know, but he did. Uh, so he did very badly in the debate. We could get into all that, but he just did badly. And it's like no one really likes to beat up on an old man, like an old senile old man. But it's like what I remember about that debate was the before and after, because the before was we were joking about because up to that point, like Joe Biden was clearly falling apart.
right,
But he could have a moment, he could
right.
like have a fifth moment where he kept it together or whatever.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
joke before that debate was like, they're gonna have to get all the adrenochrome in the world and like,
yeah.
just like squirt it on him and squirt it in his face, every commercial break, you know,
Not a
and have
drink.
and an IV drip too. But
Yeah, yeah.
Is
but
that how adrenochrome
they
work?
were
You
gonna
just squirt
have
it in
to
people's
like,
face and they're rejuvenated?
yeah, I've seen it done to cats. No, I'm just
Yeah, it's true.
no, the but I was like, it was like, what are they going to do? Because like, are they really going to put this guy, the guy that we've seen falling apart, are they going to put him out there against Donald Trump? But at the same time, it was like, but if they do, is Donald Trump going to be an asshole and like mess it up? Because that's what he did in 2020. Like,
Right,
He wouldn't let Joe Biden ramble. He kept interrupting him as Joe Biden was rambling
right.
and kind of made himself, again, in that moment, made himself look like a jerk. Or just
Yep.
didn't, or it broke even instead of like winning, he broke even. So,
Right, right.
um, but and then after was just like, oh, why they really, they
Yep.
mistimed the drug treatments. They really mistimed and like loaded them up to her. Like as Hunter has alluded to, they might have like given him too many drugs on the plane
Yeah.
earlier in that week before the debate.
God, that was so sad. I remember being so mad at Jill Biden, like thinking like what a horrible wife, honestly. Like, how do you let your
Yeah,
husband
that's
go through
true.
that? Like, how do you let your husband go through that? Say what you want about the man, like his early career, whatever, like his whole legacy just ruined by the last 4 years of his.
Yeah, like you could literally like hate your spouse or hate your father, but it's like
Yeah.
at his last moments when he's drooling
Yeah.
on his death, you wouldn't like you wouldn't let it be shown to
So
the world.
sad.
You wouldn't even let it be shown to like, anyone.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
then
Yep.
afterwards, it was like a sense of relief, but then that quickly turned into, oh, they're gonna try to replace this mofo.
Yep.
And then that all happened pretty quick.
It was so fast. I think it's probably next month that they're like, here you go.
Yeah,
And then
it was
Beyonce came out
within it was
dancing
within
and
30 days
yeah,
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 that they replaced him. But then I remember that was a lot of it was like, well, they can't because the fundraising money and like, you're not allowed to like, da 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 da
yeah.
and the ballots and all that. And it's like
But they
again
found
with
a way to make it work.
the precedents. Yeah, they were like we were like I lived my whole life. I lived 50 years with people saying, well, no, like, well, the ballot's got to be. And it's like,
Hmm.
oh no, they were able to change.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way. I guess
Yeah.
that's a good one.
That's
That's always true.
yeah. Yep.
They're like, oh,
And it,
hey, well, let me check. Hey, you know what? Turns out after all, we can change those ballots up pretty damn quick.
yeah. Yeah. Seems like the left has a lot more freedoms to do what they want. Honestly, sometimes that
Yeah,
feels very
several months before that, I think Colorado had taken Trump off the ballot.
right. Exactly. There you go. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Crazy
But the
time to be
debate,
alive.
and then after the debate, and then it was kind of all downhill from there. I think at that point, our only concern was shenanigans, like
Yeah.
election shenanigans, because it was like Trump's going to win again, right? Like this is kind of ridiculous, and Kamala's got a even though like Kamala, had a certain following, like she's got to pay people to
Yeah.
she's got to pay people a lot of money to show up for her.
That came lighter, like
And then
closer
some
to
people
November.
don't even want to show up for her at
Yeah.
all. Like they're like, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy."
Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
dog. Yeah, my dog needs a bath.
that was the year that you got all that mulch in your driveway too. Did you ever get everything's gone, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you're making your
yeah. That
old
was.
own mulch from your trees down.
I've been thinking about doing it again. That's
How
how
much you
this
love that mulch.
that's how this works.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
that was
being
kind of
able
crazy
to,
because that was quite a that was in the way. That was really in the that was in the way for a long time.
You're like, we can't spend a night because someone's coming to buy mulch.
hey, composting mulch is a really good skill to have.
Yeah, but I mean, I met some crazy people through that process because there was a few people that kept showing up like every weekend, just filling up garbage bags. I was like,
Yeah.
they sell this at Lowe's, and
Yeah.
I mean, it costs something, but I mean,
It doesn't cost anything where you had it, so that's
it's
why.
pre-bagged. It's pre-bagged, and they have young fellas that'll just put it in your car. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, there was a weird lady. I think she was like an amateur comic or something too. So she would try to engage, like the first few times, she would try to engage in the driveway, and then after that, I was just like, I'm gonna just stay inside
Oh, she
for
cinched you
this
as a
one.
comic too. So you guys,
A lot of Asians
okay.
showed up.
Yeah.
A lot of Asians. I think even the good ones, the Koreans showed up like in like
Wow.
Even
minivans and
the
like,
good ones.
what?
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they showed up like with a minivan. They were like, they came with like
Kenny,
Glad
he's
trash
Asian.
bags.
He can say that.
I know. It's just funny to hear.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry. I
silly.
know they're not as strong in the anime game. Do they? Do Koreans have anime?
What's up?
Do Koreans have anime?
Yeah,
Oh, damn it.
as does China, but it's just referred to as different, something
Yeah.
else.
I was hoping you would be like, actually, no, the Koreans are very anti-anime.
Well, for a while
Anti.
they still outsource a lot to Korea, but they've like, you know what, we're joining in on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it's like I bet the anime really pisses the North Koreans off. You know what I mean?
I think
Kim Jong.
they're worrying about something. Oh, you mean the leaders? I thought you meant the citizens. I was like, I think they got much bigger things to worry about than,
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Kim Jong is it? Yeah, Kim Jong. He could be an
yeah.
he could be an anime fan. You never know with that guy. He's a crazy cat.
You're
He's
not
a wild.
wrong.
He's a
Yeah,
wild
he's
card.
definitely.
We lost Quana here.
It's all right. She'll be back.
It's usually me that has to leave about this time, but I
I
don't know.
know.
It's like
She took the power from you, man. She's like, no, I'm leaving first this time around.
I'm good. But yeah, that debate that really that really ended it. I think that went from like that really kind of like, well, again, like beginning of June I said was like the peak with the
Right.
37 convictions, and it's just like what's going to happen now? Like everybody, like no matter what side you're on, you're just like what's going to happen now? It's
I
funny
don't know.
that some people there are some people that were like he's going to be in a jumpsuit
Yeah.
soon.
Well, I think that a lot of the people are so disappointed that he's not in a jumpsuit. It's created some of the hysteria that we're dealing with right now because they were told he's got 37 felony convictions. He's going to prison. He's never going to be president. And now he is. And they're like, I was served a different bill of deeds. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
I remember saying earlier when it wasn't so clear he was going to be off, there was going to be Trump 2.0. I remember saying earlier, like the worst case scenario for him is house arrest in Mar-a-Lago
Yeah.
with with like a secret service detail, just bringing him Diet Cokes and
Sure.
sandwiches.
McDonald's, Sammy's.
Yeah. It's like, that's the worst case
Yeah.
in your wildest dreams for liberals and, all the woke folks, like in your wildest dreams, the worst case scenario is you know, a
Yeah.
life at a country club with
Yeah.
yeah, it's like most people are like, what? You're gonna give me my own country club and make me live there?
But that's why they're fine with they don't think like that. They never thought that. They want
That's
the
true,
worst.
yeah.
They want him behind bars. They want him in buried underneath the
But it's just
jail.
very
They want,
emotional,
yeah,
very emotional. Like I know that's probably not going to happen, but I want it so bad that I'm willing to like skip the 450 steps that would have to happen for, for him to be in a jumpsuit. So,
yeah, yeah. So we'll just attempt an assassination twice. Yeah, I get it. That's what they're dealing. That's what they're battling. That's their internal battle. They're all so upset that they think that people should just be, taken out. Sad.
well, I
What a
think it
sad
is like,
state.
I mean, I don't think it's reductionist to think that like, I mean, that's what happens when you have a society that where the majority of people don't believe in God, they don't believe in anything like afterlife. They, if maybe, they believe in like this higher power and thingy, whatever that kind of like floats in and out of their lives. If it
Yeah,
works out or if it goes really well
right.
or if it goes really bad, but it's like that's what happens when people don't think there's consequences afterwards.
Yeah,
And yeah, so we're getting into Charlie Kirk territory because
we
that's what I've
are.
been thinking a lot about.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh,
on
it's
that note,
interesting that you came to this, several months ago now because we've been taking our time to do it. But um, like there was a lead up to where we're at. Obviously, everything leads up to something, but
mm,
the
there's a dark
tension
side.
is
We're hitting the
clear.
dark side of it. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like we had a lot of laughs about things over the years for sure. I know personally, I could not have laughed harder at Hammer Time. Like I just thought that was the funniest thing in the world, you know, but not my proudest moment, but
Because
here we
the
are.
key
But
part of that story with Paul Pelosi getting attacked
mhm,
by who we now know
possibly
was
his
an
gay
illegal
lover.
illegal alien. Yeah, we now
Mhm.
know like that probably wasn't a gay lover that was into hammer stuff, or into like hammer, you know. They
It was
weren't,
actually a
they
fetish
weren't.
called hammering. We don't know
Yeah,
anything about it.
exactly. Yeah, it's like uh
We
I don't want to
did,
sound
we
like a
did, it did
hammerphobe. Like
happen
we're
like
not
on a,
hammerphobic here at
it
this
did happen on
show.
a Thursday night, and I think we spun on Friday. And so, I mean, there was like, it
Yeah.
wasn't all the way
Well,
confirmed. So it could have been the gay lover when we recorded, but I remember having a great time with that.
yeah, I think the key to that story, because they like to bring that up, is that
Hmm.
when we found out about that, Paul Pelosi was alive and well.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah,
Just a
true.
slight difference to the
It's like,
victim of that crime
hmm,
of passion,
yeah, probably
possibly a
even
crime of
traded the next
passion.
day. You possibly even traded the next day. So,
Yeah, yeah. In Stanley Tools,
hmm,
because the
yeah, hammer.
hammering
Yeah.
hammering people were like
And
going off.
and if you remember correctly, sorry to go all bird fingers on you, but he didn't drop his drink.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we supposed to say? We're not supposed to notice that. Like you get fully attacked by a hammer and you never drop your drink. We're not even supposed to notice that.
I mean,
Sorry.
I believe I
Sorry.
am I know me, and
Yeah,
I'm sure that when we talked about it, that
you
I
were
would have
impressed.
taken the time to giving him a shout out for
Yeah,
that
I think you did. I think you
multiple
did.
times,
Yeah,
multiple times. Like,
sure. Yeah. So
which, I mean,
we can
which
go back
like,
and listen to that.
which at the time, well, initially you're just like, man, he seems like he's pretty comfortable with his drink and his hammer lover. It was
Yeah.
like alleged. But like, and then looking back, it's just like, yeah, he was just, he's just like, bro likes to, drink until 2:30 a.m. on a Thursday night when the wife's not home. And why
Um,
shouldn't he? He's
yeah.
a
Now
very
we can't.
successful day trader.
Yeah.
And it's
Exactly.
like yeah, he was genuinely shocked by this crazy person. And then like, and then the ironic part of that story that we took pleasure in was that his wife is, a very liberal Democrat politician, and this happened in San Francisco, a very liberal Democrat area where a lot of crime happens and a lot of like illegal
Yeah.
alien Canadians are roaming around with hammers doing hammer crime.
She also was eating her fancy ice cream out of her $30,000 fridge. She also went and got her
Mhm.
hair done during COVID when everybody else was
Maybe
locked
that's
down.
all
I
that
mean,
guy wanted. The guy
yeah.
just wanted some Haagen-Dazs, you know?
He's like, damn it, I know you
He's,
have a fucking cachet of it. Let me in on it.
yeah, he wanted some vintage Frugenglaja.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Who doesn't, honestly? I do.
I remember eating that stuff. Like that was back in the day when they could just like take ice cream and
Hmm.
just put it in a tub and call it Frugenglaja, put some dots over the some letters and be like this costs $1 more
Yeah.
than
It's
Yeah.
like, pay up.
Hershey's
Let's go.
brand.
Yeah.
But
Was
as
that
Dave Damashek would
Haagen-Dazs?
say, it was fun to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Frugenglaja. You remember
Yeah.
that? Frugenglaja.
Hmm.
There was like a brand of ice
Absolutely.
cream or something.
One of my favorite lines he used to yell at the show
Yeah.
at the top of his lungs.
But we are at the dark side of the winning, right? Because there's nothing, there's always two sides to everything. But
Yeah.
I think most people in our country are very happy with the winning, but there's like I think a very small set that's not, and then like even smaller set that's like really angry about it and not well, not
Yeah.
mentally well.
Well, they're being fed. I mean, if Trump's to do anything, and this should be the one thing that he does, is he makes an executive order to get away from whatever the Obama thing was, where they can propagandize us. Like that would save our country. That would literally save our country if
That would be good, but
the
I
news
don't,
wasn't constantly
yeah.
telling these people that
That's what the
things are
news is
happening that
for.
aren't
People don't realize
happening.
that. People don't realize that. That's why it'll continue to go on as such.
Was that passed by Congress or was that just an executive order? I don't know. I don't remember that, but like he could reverse it, but they're not going to stop because government's too big. Like our government can't be governed. That's how big it is.
No, it's not that. The
So,
whole thing is just like run by crooks. It's all just a bunch of,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's
shenanigans.
like it's so big that it's like like the average American can't know who the appointees are of the Federal Reserve
Mm.
or like it's so big that it can't be governed. Like even there's not even media organizations big enough to govern it or like watch it.
Yeah.
Like there's no it's a numbers game because it's gotten so big, right? In the hundreds of thousands, if not over a million, like federal employees, like well, I don't know, maybe one and a half, some 1.4 is jumping out at. I don't know. But it's
Crazy.
like there's not enough money in news for ABC, CNN, Fox News, everybody combined to make enough money to hire enough reporters to go to all those to like cover all those people. Like
Right.
there are so many government offices, employees, activities, programs like being administered every day that there's not enough reporters on the earth
The ones that
to
are
actually.
actually on the television, though, they could, a good first step would be to stop fucking lying all the time. I mean,
That's true.
can we disagree to that? Like, it doesn't even have to be
Yeah,
a
but that's
reporter
like
to
that's like
report
a
on it.
very
Like, you just don't have to
small,
freaking
but even
lie.
them, they're it's a tiny percentage, yeah.
Well, it's the
I mean,
tiny percentage of what people are
commies are gonna
watching,
commie.
though.
Yeah, Obama made it easier, but commies are gonna commie. They're gonna do all their tricks. They're gonna lie. They're gonna like, just yeah, they're gonna just do what they're gonna do because there's just like
Well,
there's like an
that would be a
under.
very, if he wants it to stop, if he really wants it to stop, that'd be a good first step. That Morning Joe can't
Mhm.
come on and just tell people, oh, all the things that they tell him to get them all fired up. Like I know you guys don't engage with these people outside of like the comment section, but they are getting completely different news feed. Like they absolutely believe the stuff that they're being told. Like they believe it wholeheartedly. And it's because they're being told and they're not like reaching out and looking, and that it's lazy, yes, but it's not, half of it
Well,
isn't
but
even their
wouldn't it?
fault. Like
Isn't
they're
it
just being
true that
told this stuff.
I think you're right, but I don't. I think you're right mostly because but I wish that people would like understand why it's important. But I think in reality, Trump could reverse whatever Obama did to make it legal for governments to pay institutions that may lie to the American people,
Right.
knowing, like knowingly. I don't know all the details of that law. Even if Trump would reverse all of that, once something gets in motion, it is. It's not going to stop. Like the government won't need to do that. It's already kind of a wink wink thing anyway, because I mean, you didn't really need to break when they're all at the same parties, and like the Obamas and the Hankses and all the Spielbergs, and they're all at the same, and the Weinsteins, of course, and the Clintons, they're all at the same party. It's like you can have all the laws you want. That's not going to stop like the wink wink, help me win an election.
The
I will look
Newsoms.
past I'll look past the fact that you're banging every starlet in Hollywood and you're a slime, sleazeball.
Yeah.
Um, so you can have all the laws
Mm.
you want, but it's already set in motion.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like the culture has to say enough. And I think that's kind of what's happening.
It's not going to.
It's
Mm-mm.
we'll see. Well, long run, no, because the earth has fallen and it's just not, the earth does not end in the Jetsons paradise and
Right.
peace on earth. Like, but short term in this cycle, it's like there is maybe an awakening. What I talk about sometimes, um what is it, the fourth cycle or
Oh, the fourth turning.
yeah, the fourth, like there was like an awakening where people are just like, oh, we're being lied to, and they not only do they understand, know they're being lied to, but they also start to kind of understand. Your dog gets it, is paying attention, but people also start to kind of understand why,
Hmm.
and like the big picture, and then it's like, uh-oh. So then it's like, well, then how do the powers that be react to that? Do they re-up Jimmy Kimmel or do they fire Jimmy Kimmel? And it's like, okay, well, seems to be a direction we're going in, or like our, as I had said something today, but I think every brand in America that wants to be around in 20, 30 years and be killing it
Hmm.
is being very careful about Charlie Kirk stuff. And they're keeping their mouth shut.
Yeah.
Right.
I would imagine there's memos going around telling people, keep your fucking mouth shut. Like, it's not that. It's just like, hey, employees of big multinational publicly traded company,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's some stuff going on in the news recently, and no matter how you feel about that, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Be real careful because we're trying to sell pickup trucks to kids that are 12 years old
Yeah.
now. Like
Yep.
we don't need anybody, that's affiliated with Ford Motor Company at all, like saying anything about Charlie Kirk, because like right now when the kids are like 11, like there's Charlie Kirk was talking to kids that were very young, not just college.
Yeah.
The last thing they want is like 12 and 13-year-old kids right now that saw a little bit of Charlie Kirk, really liked it, saw him get killed and are not happy about it, to like see someone affiliated with Ford or you name it, or
Yeah.
HP or Dell or Chromebook, or saying something, you know, Abercrombie and Fitch, all those brands that want to sell kids jeans in 30 years or pickup trucks.
Quiet.
They know like 18 to 49 is the key demo, but they work on that demo way earlier.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of capitalism at work. That's probably going to upset the commies when they realize like that's what's happening.
Sure.
Like no one's on your side because like no one wants to mess with, like no one wants to say anything bad about this dude because like he was really popular amongst the people that kind of like drive
Well,
marketing campaigns.
I'm in a group where everybody's like, I'm canceling my Hulu, I'm canceling my Disney account. And it's just so interesting. And then somebody piped in and said, no, that's not how you do it. You go after his sponsors and you cancel them. And like you had said, like it's basically like mom and pop places in most of the areas that like own a automotive store or whatever that are doing the
No, they
advertising, and that's who
canceled
they're
Jimmy
wanting to keep.
Kimmel. They canceled Jimmy Kimmel, like your mom and pop plumber that advertises,
Yeah.
or like carpet cleaning or whatever, or like they're the franchise that does like the, you know, Stanley carpet cleaner.
It just feels
Yeah.
so unclear as to who they're canceling and why. And I think it's like, it's, they talk about the snake eating its own tail. I think it's getting in the left side of life. Like it's getting very confusing on who they're going to cancel. They're like, wait, we
Mhm.
don't cancel Disney. We're supposed to cancel like, yeah. So, anyways, I don't feel like Jimmy Kimmel's a can't. I mean, I feel like he said something. And if, like I said, if you have really, really high ratings, you don't get canceled. Like you don't get fired, you don't get suspended. You
I
say
mean,
what you want.
they're trying to a lot of people are trying to spin it. Again, it's like there's none of this is about principles or free speech or anything in the
Yeah.
Constitution. This is about a business deal and a contract between ABC and Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
which
It's like
I'm very
imagine Joe
sure
Rogan getting fired. Like you wouldn't. He's the top. Like when
there's
you're at the
no
top, you don't get fired.
there's no paragraph in Jimmy Kimmel's contract that says, "Hey Jimmy, you have free speech, bro."
Yeah. You get to say whatever you
So
want.
yeah, there's nothing that
Yeah.
anything in there that says free speech at all. There's all kinds of legalese that is like you don't have free speech, buddy.
Yeah.
Not while you work here. Not
Nope.
while you work here. And it's like I would encourage all the people that are upset about Jimmy Kimmel because of free speech to like go into your boss's office Monday morning and speak freely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
don't talk about the work, but ask your boss for 15 minutes of your time and tell him all your political opinions.
Yeah.
Speak freely.
Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Use your free speech and then see how your boss reacts to that over time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
you may say everything that your boss agrees with, but they're going to still be like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
this person's got to go."
Yeah.
So,
Well, tonight, don't forget in the Jimmy Kimmel time slot, some of the affiliates are gonna do a Charlie Kirk
yeah,
like tribute. So I think it would be nice for everyone to show out. I'm sure they will. They always do.
there was also remember like they're talking about cancel culture, but there's like for decades there's been something in like it started in like TV Guide, like literally in print TV Guide, and it's
Oh
also
wow.
websites. There's websites devoted to like TV cancellations. Like you can, the term cancel culture hasn't been around that long, but like tons of news stories and media about TV shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live, like
Yeah.
tons of articles
The
have been written for decades about TV shows being canceled. So it's like
yeah, the fucking
TV
Medium, my
shows get
favorite show, got
canceled all
canceled
the
because of
time.
Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, I know.
So it's
I
like,
know.
I'm sorry, but like, I guess you could say cancel culture has existed in TV since TV started to exist.
Well, no, cancel culture is different than what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. That's the point. Like,
Well, that's what
yes,
I'm saying. It's
cancel is
like,
a
it's,
word. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Cancel
like
culture is
in,
different. He didn't
in
get canceled.
television.
His show got
Yeah.
canceled.
In the,
He's
in
not
the,
canceled.
in the culture of television business decisions, like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's always been a cancel culture because it's like in the 50s,
That's
if like there was a radio show or like like back when there was radio in people's living rooms, if there was a radio show that people didn't respond to, aka ratings, it got canceled.
that's the name. That's the word. That's what it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways.
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of saying. It comes back to kind of culture setting these things. You can say it's the Constitution, you can say it's free speech and some principle or this pop culture figure, but it really comes down to like the culture is like, we don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Not
If a
everybody,
show
but
runs
just
its
like
course, it's over. And I
yeah.
think the show ran its course.
Or if it's like doing okay, but then something happens the culture has a right to be like, yeah, we're gonna kind of turn on that. Like, we don't really want that anymore. It just is what it is. Like you can go by all these labels, the political labels. I'm a free speech absolutist, blah blah blah. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And what
And it's
it
like if you
is,
like Jimmy, you know, and at the same time, if you like Jimmy Kimmel's show and you liked his brand of humor and political wit, and you're upset about his show being canceled, okay,
yeah. Yeah,
write your affiliate.
I was upset that Corolla went to 4 days a week. I mean, no control over it. It was a business decision. That's what this is too. No different, in my opinion. It's a business decision, you know?
But the core subject of this though is a man. His name was Charlie Kirk,
Yeah,
Charles James Kirk. It just makes me think back to like movies I'd watch in the 80s when like some of them like because there'd always be like some young figure in those movies in the 80s that would become a cult and not for a good reason, like something bad would happen to them. And in the 80s, their name would be spray painted on stuff. Or
yeah.
it could have just been like a movie, like a made up in a movie, like Turk 182, I think was one of those. But the he was good. He was good. And I admit with Charlie Kirk, I sometimes fell prey to like all the negativity because you hear it like I didn't really watch him all the time, right? So I don't know what he was saying all the time.
Sure.
And then you hear all these negative things, and it's just like, oh man, that guy must talk a little shit every now and then, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe, just like myself, like he may talk a little
yeah,
fast and loose sometimes, and
sure.
you know, but then it's like, I don't know, actually, I don't think so. You see a lot of people, a lot of people posting the last week about how they never really watched him, but then like the last week they've been watching nonstop,
I love that.
which that's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Well, he
and they're
went
just
from
like, I don't,
1,000 followers to or 1 million
yeah,
followers to like 15 million in
yeah,
48 hours.
yeah. Good job, you nut,
Huge.
you freaking d-bag
Well,
nut,
I mean, that's the
fucking.
thing. Like, God's gonna win. Like,
Yeah.
God's winning. God's winning. God's winning. Sorry.
That's true. That is the theme of all movies, I think.
Yeah.
You know what? There was a period. I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but there was a period
Yeah.
where a bunch of movies would end with bad, unhappy endings.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before. It made me. My wife suckered me into watching some of those, and I would just be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Arlington Road, baby. That's one of mine.
Arlington Row. Oh, that okay.
That's
I love
always
that
a good.
movie. So thanks for proving me wrong about myself. But no, like there was a movie called Atonement.
I've
I
heard of
remember
it,
that
but
was
never heard
that was
it.
the
No, I mean,
tipping
never
point.
watched it.
It was like a love story war movie, and I don't really care about spoiler alerts, but at the very end, the 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 male love interest, it turns out he just was just dying in a foxhole
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
the whole time. It's like, okay, well, that's really depressing. But there's something to that though, because there was an era where it was like Hollywood was trying to bum us out.
Yeah.
And
And they
not in
did.
like heroic ways, like a Saving Private Ryan way, to where that
No.
was sad and devastating, but man, inspiring, but like in a bumming out way.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck
Little
you
Miss
and your
Sunshine.
feelings.
Little Miss Sunshine. Probably was right.
Yeah. But they did something. Something is changing. Yeah. So I went, I haven't done it as much as some people, but I've watched several videos and I've watched the ones that have the full clips of like and it's like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good one. He was a good one. And I'm
Yeah.
pissed because I've written about it, but we haven't had a podcast since. But like, I was in the car with my son and two of his friends, 13-year-olds, on the way to like some football training and halfway there is when one of my friend's sons, because there's always one of those guys that like shares everything, sent him the video of
Yeah.
the close-up one.
Hmm.
So my
I
son
never
saw that, and
saw it.
my son saw it, and he saw his reaction in real time. And I was like, maybe that's AI. I was like, maybe it's fake, but he knew it wasn't fake.
He's like, fuck
Yeah.
off,
And he
dad.
was like, why? And he was like, why they do? He was like, he was kind of, he's pissed. He was pissed for a moment there. It
Yeah.
wasn't like it wasn't like a deep righteous anger that I'm feeling. It was more like, I watched that guy. I liked him. He wasn't like a subscriber, right? He wasn't like a Turning Point USA member, right? But he saw that guy in his YouTube feed or
Oh, for
whatever,
sure.
and he was like, I like that guy, and why would anybody do that to him?
Yeah.
That's like that's like a loss of innocence, right? That's
Yeah.
like the
Well, because
that's
if
that
you ever
term.
watch any of his stuff, like people would come to him and like be very ready to fight, like have a fight already
Hmm.
picked, and he would just be
That's
very
probably like,
rational and
yeah,
calm. Like, so yeah, I can see how it's
yeah,
easy to clip his stuff and make it seem bad. But if you ever watched 5 minutes, like you would understand like that
yeah.
wasn't
Well,
that.
I think he saw a lot of those Charlie Kirk clips that were easy
Yeah.
wins, right? They
Yeah.
were easy, where it was like, it was very easy, like that. This person at the mic had a screw loose, and Charlie was just being very calm, which, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but anyway, he saw, and he was like kind of pissed, but, and then, like, luckily, like within like 5 minutes, we were at this training center, and they were
Yeah.
running routes and, catching balls and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's a lot of kids that don't have that. And they were, I mean, a lot of I think that the movement will be made by the kids who just don't understand it. You know, they're going to have to find a
Mhm.
way to understand it,
Yeah, I don't
and
know that he's,
that's going to cause some sort of wave. It's going
yeah.
to, you know.
Like, I don't think that he's thought about it that much intellectually, but I think it's a moment he will remember.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like an impact moment that he will remember, a short period where he was really angry about something, and
Yeah,
maybe like a realization that, okay, this is a little different than like a guy on the Bengals trash talking
yeah,
our team. Like, this is like
yeah.
different. This is a little different.
Well,
Or this is
it
a
sets a
lot different.
precedent.
This is a
Like
lot different.
Corolla always talks about like Tony Hawk and then the X Games,
Yeah.
you know. This sets a precedent. Everything's different, you know, it's different. And it's different forever. And that's for
Yeah, you know
your
what?
children's generation and their children's generation. Like the tone is different now. It is. It's set different. So
I am
we're
very careful. Like, I grew up in a world where my parents never brought up these subjects with me.
sure
Eh, I guess my dad was reluctant to. He listened to a lot of talk radio in the car, but he didn't really like lecture
explain
me
it.
on it. So
Yeah.
my so he just let me absorb what I absorbed, and that was that. And my thing with my kids is very similar in that, I don't really want to, I don't set them, like, my son's kind of coming of age, and so I'm very careful what I say, because I don't want to lead him.
Sure.
He thinks he has to copy me or rebel against me,
Or
right? So I
rebel.
kind of see what his reactions are, and I'm like, this thing led to him organically asking me in the car a few days later if I thought we were going to have a civil war.
Yeah. That's a hard conversation. I'm sorry, buddy. It's hard. That's a lot. That's
I
really
can't
heavy.
Well,
I can't shake the feeling that they're trying to recreate, or I don't want to say recreate, but it's just like what happened in Rwanda, they're trying to have happen here. It's just everyone at everyone's fucking throats.
Yeah.
I mean, they as we
It's
a little
working.
bit,
Yeah.
they as we a little bit, but yeah, we can get stirred up. But my answer to that was like, I told him what I hear a lot these days, which is, like, I'm just like, son, you learn about, there's a chapter about the Civil War in your book, but it's like, there was never a meeting,
Yeah.
in the, you know, 1860s. They didn't have a meeting where it was just like, well, gentlemen,
Agree? Disagree?
Civil War begins at midnight tonight.
Yeah.
Best of luck, sir.
Yeah.
See you on the battlefield. That was like, it was just the lead up of things that just, they, like you can say they made it happen, but it's like it's just like a that's where that would mean like they as we. It's like there's just things happening, and it's like and it's just the human condition, and like you can't like there are cultural figures, big cultural figures that can maybe slow it down. Like I think Trump is maybe slowing it down. I don't know, maybe speeding it up in some way, slow,
Sure.
but it's like you can't stop it because I do think these things are cyclical.
Hmm.
We'll have different devices in our hands when it happens, but it's like it's I think it's repeating. Um, but I mean, it does repeat, right? It doesn't end.
Right.
Right.
Like the fourth turning is like is kind of a leads to a new beginning.
Hmm. I mean, there's a crazy
But anyway,
transition period, but yeah.
I don't like it. So I don't, like I'm very selfish when it comes to my kids. So it's like if you take something from my kids, like I don't like it. So
Yeah.
it's like my son was getting some good content from Charlie Kirk, and someone took that away from him, and it's like I don't like that.
Hmm.
And a bit of his innocence too, you know. Everybody's,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
see it, but I know that my children saw it, and you know, I didn't like having that conversation with either one of them. Like they both had their own thoughts one way or another, and it's just one of those things. It's like I just
I
hate that
remember
this is the world
seeing
that they get to inherit from us.
one of my first memories of like national news. I would have been 7 years old. Yeah, I would have been 7 years old. I think it was 1979 is when the Iranian hostage crisis was going on.
I remember that.
So like I
Yeah,
remember
I
just like
remember that.
walking past a black and white TV and like
Hmm.
it's easy to remember those images because that those are the only images we have
Yeah, sure.
where it's like walking past the black and white TV and seeing like Americans and like guys that look like my friend's dad like in like a black blindfold or something on
Yeah, yeah.
grainy television. And it's like I can't really say I had any thoughts about it at the time, but it's just like that really impacted me to like,
Hmm.
okay, well, there's people that want to take people to look like my friend's dad and like capture them.
Yeah,
Like me and my friends play that on the weekends with like cap guns, but like then we just let everybody go.
yeah. And it
No
ended
one
up in
actually.
innocence. Same, same. It's the same
Yeah.
though. It is. It's like something that's historic, which that was definitely historic, changes the
And I
fabric
think
of this
it was
country.
even like the Munich games. That wasn't even that was like that was also in the 70s. What? I don't know. I'd have to look up
Yeah.
what year that was, but yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. I mean, just like now.
Yeah.
Like, can you
That's
imagine like that?
that's the
Like,
thing.
we're
If you
freaked
listen to the
out.
music of the 70s and 80s and 90s, if you listen to the music of the 60s and 70s, nothing's different. They were screaming for change. They were screaming for politics. They were screaming about walls and this and that. Nothing's different. Like it's all the same and it's not unique.
Yeah.
People were being assassinated and hostages were being held, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's kind of that was a little bit before my time, I think, of realizing I may have seen some news stories about it, but like not like the Iranian hostage crisis was definitely more because I think that was even like talked about in
That
elementary
Billy
school.
Joel song is it's a good one to listen to. Like we didn't start the fire, like all the stuff that they were I'm not kidding. Fall Out Boy has an additional
Good
like
lyrics, terrible song.
well, okay. I'm
But
just
yeah, I
saying,
get you. Yeah, yeah.
it's
He
not
rattled off a lot of stuff.
yeah, 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 he did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, can you imagine nowadays? Like,
Fall Out
well,
Boy did a
geez, I
continuation
hope
of the
not.
song. Fall Out Boy has like with our stuff, with Epstein and all the stuff. Fall Out Boy has a continuation to that song. We didn't start the fire. It's good.
Well, I
It's
tell
good.
you, if we have like another crazy thing happening at the Olympics, because it's like it's kind of hard to imagine to wrap. I think I remember it was hard to wrap my head around the fact that that happened at an Olympics, where like an
Sure.
Olympic dorm was taken over by
Yeah.
these
What the
Palestinian
frick?
terrorists, Islamic
Yeah.
terrorists.
Yeah.
They murdered a bunch of Jewish people, Jewish athletes, even. Like that's just okay. I
Yeah.
mean, and then it's like even to this day, people are just like they're the same.
Yeah.
They're both bad. It's like, okay. Hmm.
All right, guys. On that note,
Be a good time to call it.
yeah, happy Friday.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay then. But anyway, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. He was a good
Oh
one,
my gosh, he was a
a
good
good
one.
guy. There's a lot of
I pray for
I
his
mean,
wife and children.
millennials, lastly,
Yeah,
millennials. I said it. It's been said they faced, 9/11
they
early
did.
on,
Yep.
multiple financial crises, and
Crises.
that's what I said. And it was a glitch. So I say,
Yeah.
and then multiple foreign wars,
Yep.
other minor terrorist attacks, bombings everywhere. And it's like, well, now they get to see someone get martyred in real time.
Yeah. Thankfully, they're all distracted by their phones. So,
Well, I hope they see something with that. I hope they kind of, because that's well, I mean, maybe whether they appreciate it or not, they're going to see it.
I think that
Because,
they're
like, what was
kind
the
of
Turning Point
my
USA
millennials,
had
I
like,
feel like are a little bit like they're like flat about everything now because they have seen so much. They're just kind of like just one more
yeah,
thing.
maybe,
Like, what else is
maybe.
next?
That's
Yeah.
true. Maybe they'll just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
par for the
Yeah.
course.
Well,
Who's
the next
who or
generation
what's
are the ones
next?
that they're interviewing on the college campuses, and they are so dead to it that they're just like, they're like, yeah, good.
Well,
He didn't agree
in
with me.
fairness, in fairness to the millennial generation, I, not I don't even like talking about groups like that, but I think that they were coming of age at a time where there was planned mass confusion
Hmm.
about all the gender stuff and all that kind of stuff. And they were kind of like coming online and in a time where all the grown-ups were saying a bunch of bullshit about that
Hmm.
stuff. And it's just like, wow, that's for the younger generation, they're coming online where all the arguments have been made.
Yeah.
And now Charlie Kirk is face to face with a blue-haired trans person who's screaming at Charlie, and Charlie's like, live your life, but because he'd always kind of come back to like, I don't hate you.
Yeah. I want you to
I'm
go to
not even,
heaven too.
I don't want what you're doing and how you're dressing to be illegal. And I don't want
Yeah.
what you even do in your private time to be illegal, but like,
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for it. Like, I don't want to pay
Yeah.
for it. And I don't want you talking to children
Yeah.
about it. Like,
Yeah.
can we
Pretty,
make that
pretty,
compromise? And the
yeah.
younger generation is like, this is a black and white issue, and I'm siding with Charlie Kirk. And because it again, they didn't grow up in that time where it was like parents were giving their kids phones really and not even like worrying about it. And
Yeah.
kids were exposed to a lot of weird stuff. Anyway, and it was very confusing. So they're growing up in a time where their lives are a little bit more managed. And they're also seeing the post divide. Like they're seeing like two sides very clear, black and white, and they're not seeing it all like confusing. So
Yeah.
I think the younger generation is really distilling things down and saying, no, I just want to like play football and like, have a girlfriend and like not worry, go to the mall,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
I
not
think
like,
there's millennials and then there's another generation after millennials and they're a little bit
Z.
more um because I know that
Z is,
my millennials are a little bit more like, what the fuck? Like they feel like more Gen Z almost in the point that where they're like, I'm not part of this or this. Like I'm just kind of like, I didn't have my kids didn't have a computer. Like they didn't have phones for the
yeah.
beginning of their lives. And then it came later. The generation that grew up with just straight phones and straight access, that's like my grandchildren's generation. Like we have an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old and a 22-year-old grandchildren, and they are completely different than the millennials. Like,
Mhm.
so yeah, I feel like
Yeah, I
your
think,
son's generation is definitely gonna be like more wanting to lock into like some Christian values because of all of this chaos that's
Yeah,
going on,
just or just
honestly.
or just like simple things like you're a dude,
Dinner on Sundays, yeah. Yeah.
you're a dude. Like
Hmm.
I'm cool. Like they're gonna go back to like Gen X days where it's just like I'm aware that there were
Yeah.
grown adults that like to dress the opposite sex, and
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I see them on HBO's Real Sex, but I don't see them in the classroom.
Yeah.
I don't see them as the um, Surgeon General or like whatever, like the
Bro,
admiral of the human
Admiral
health and safety.
Levine.
Like and at that point, everybody was just like live and let live,
Fuck.
bro. Live like Generation X was very much a live and let live,
Yeah.
and it was like we were aware of those things, but it was just like, all right,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, it's like I hope my dad doesn't do that shit. It's like, but
Yeah.
it's like I realize like, I'm really not gonna go and like run someone over with my
When
car.
I was pregnant with Kylie, have I told you guys this? When I was pregnant with Kylie, we went to a restaurant and we walked in, and my seventh grade best friend was there with her family, who I had spent many a nights at their house. Her dad was dressed as a woman, fully dressed as a woman. And I just acted like I didn't know her. I acted like I'd never seen them before in my life. I just turned this way, just
Well,
live and let
uh,
live.
but but I think so. Gen Z is like they're the generation that's like hitting the brakes because they were like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, and then all of a sudden they were like, like just like
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a one, but then like Gen Alpha, the younger ones are really like they're gonna come out of the gate like just things are black and white again.
Yeah.
I'm not
From
trying to
your
be a
mouth to
dick to
God's ears,
anybody.
buddy. From your
They're
mouth to
like, I'm
God's
not gonna
ears.
live and let live. I'm not trying to be a dick to anybody. I'm not trying to be mean, but there's
Yeah.
certain I think the best chance for me to have a great life is like to keep things real simple.
Yeah. I hope that that's the lesson. Like it, yeah.
I do hope so. A
God
lot of stuff
first.
can happen between that, but it's like, yeah, like I say it to my friend, my dad friends, like I think this generation is going to try to settle down a little earlier. So, like our generation was very much like, oh, you're not going to find your significant other till you're like in your late 20s and even 30,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like, so I think our tendency is to be like, to scoff off any
Yeah.
early relationships or even high school or college. And it's like, no, I think that this younger generation is like, might be like my aunt and uncle.
I hope they are because we need the kids.
Yeah.
Our oldest grandson, he's 22, maybe he's 23 now. He has a third one on the way. Like they are reproducing too. I was like,
Yeah. Like
you know
my
what causes
kids
that, grandson? He's like, oh yeah, I do.
in the last week or two, my daughters were telling me about one of their like they're twins, but they're in different classes. But one of them was telling them their teacher, how their teacher, her husband was her high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good
They're
for
like,
them.
there's something good about that.
Yeah. I like that.
My parents,
I told
it's hard
Kylie
for me
that.
to like think about those things because my parents were divorced. Laura's parents were divorced and all that. But like, I had an aunt and uncle who they would tell the stories about how my aunt Mary would do my Uncle Fred's homework in high school because
Yeah.
he wasn't a great student.
I was
So
like,
Yeah.
listen, he was stupid.
We
it
had
might
a
have it might have
couple.
never happened. It might have only happened once, but it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
my
We had
aunt
a
did.
couple friend, like some like, how families have, like another set of kids or whatever. We were friends with the couple. And I would tell my kids that Shelly and Randy were high school sweethearts. They weren't, but I just made up like this whole story about how like you could meet your boyfriend in high school and like you live happily ever after. I always told Shelly
And
like,
and to finish off, like I think it's right, and I hope it's true. But whether you think it's right or wrong, it is what's happening because that's just kind of like humans kind of cycle back to simplicity.
yeah,
So whether you
sure.
like like whether you like the results of that simplicity, because I don't doubt anybody that's listening at this point is some kind of left-wing fruitcake, but it's like whether you think it's bad, like it just is what it is, and it's like
Yeah,
this is a very natural thing, and it's people don't like to be confused.
yeah,
And sometimes people do terrible things to avoid confusion.
yeah.
So everybody should be careful. Um, I guess, it goes, everybody should, you got to say like tone it down
Yeah.
as best they can. I'm not really a
Yeah.
tone it downer
I
guy
want to
kind
bring
of guy.
back the what would Jesus do bracelets. Remember the WWJD?
They
Remember?
did phase out of
I feel like we need to
popularity.
bring those back because honestly, I feel like that would be like when you're getting ready to go sick on somebody on Facebook, look down at your bracelet. What would Jesus do? He wouldn't.
He
He
wouldn't be
wouldn't.
on Facebook.
He would not be slamming his friends on Facebook. He wouldn't be. He
Fine.
wouldn't be. All right. I'm just saying, we're gonna do some merch. Some WWJD would not hurt. Would not hurt this culture.
Okay, this is the really last thought. So
Okay.
one of the favorite Charlie Kirk clips I've seen the last week that I've seen for the first time was when he was on that whatever show and he was talking to the OnlyFans models and porn actresses.
Right.
Okay.
If you haven't had a chance, you should listen to it.
Put it on the group. Put it in the group,
All
Okay.
right.
please.
And
Yeah.
it's been going around and he says this thing and she has a very Christian message, very mild mannered Christian message to them saying that I don't I don't like what you do, but I have hope that, you'll do something that you'll find something better to do. And he was saying it
Yeah.
like he was saying he wasn't me like like you nasty hoe. He was like saying it in like the most Christ-like manner you could
Yeah.
without any kind
Right.
of negative connotations and words. And in the clip, one of the OnlyFans models or something was just like, well, you've definitely been the most respectful of them all. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times they're very combative. I don't watch that show, but I've seen clips of it.
Right.
And he was like, and he said something like, he said, "Well, that's not me." Because he was like, if it was me, I'd be yelling and screaming and shouting at you. I was like, that's very true. And I thought to myself, like, yeah, I would be so much worse. you know, I'd be so much worse. So
Okay. Good to know.
anyway, y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend.
You as
Happy
well, sir.
Friday.
Try to be good.
Get it on,
Get
MFers.
it on.